Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it is TDS Ghoul back with TDS Darth Wage, and today we're going to be doing a video regarding WYD Goofy. Now, actually, let's introduce TDS Darth Wage first.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is TDS Darth Wage back at you with another video yet again.
You're doing your intro on my
I
channel.
know, right?
Oh, man.
Well, I should have said back at you on another video.
We're over here messing up the intro like a motherfucker, man. I'm over here trying to skip through. I'm literally skipping his introduction, and he's saying his video intro on my video. All right,
I know.
all right.
But,
Well,
getting to the topic.
yes, this topic is about WYD Goofy. So basically, in the past couple live streams that we've done on Showdown, he has stream sniped us a few times and has bragged about winning. So,
Every time.
yeah, every time. Like the dude hops in the live stream chat and talks shit and all this stuff and about literally watching us, seeing who we're using, seeing where we're at and bragging about winning. Okay, so what I did was I got tired of what this dude was talking, so I went ahead and basically called him out. So let me go to my messages here. All right, let me scroll all the way up because it is a lengthy conversation.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll go through this message by message, and then I'm gonna state a few things that I gotta get off my mind as well.
All right. All right, so let's go ahead and start reading off the messages. So I passed the word around to a few people that I guess knew Goofy or whatever, and I told them to tell him to message me that I want to duel him. So anyway, first message I have here is from him that says, "I am told that you wanted to duel me." I said, "Yep. What's the deal? You in or out?" Normally I'd be nice about it, but considering he's a asshole, I didn't really pay no mind to it. So I said, "Yep, what's the deal? You in or out?" He says, "I'm in." I said,
All right.
"Okay. Let me know if this is fair and agreeable to you for a rule set. Best 2 out of 3 for light side and dark side. That means the first person to win both sides 2 out of 3 times wins the duel." I said, "For rules, no regen cards on any side, no Vader. The ping will be default as we will search for each other so we can both have the best connection possible." I said, "If a regen card is used or Vader is picked, it is an automatic loss for that round on that side." And I told him to let me know your thoughts. And I said, "If you agree, we can do it later on tonight or somewhere around there. But wait, I want to ask you, is Vader a fair fight? Is regen star cards a fair fight?"
Whenever it comes to Vader, whenever Vader is in the hands of somebody who actually knows how to use Vader without just back dodging, saber throw, and choke spamming, whenever he actually knows what he is doing, there is no stopping somebody who actually knows how to play Vader. If you looked at my matches where I play as Vader in Showdown, dude, I bully people. I could turn my back and let them hit me 5 times and still come back and kill them.
Same
You know,
here.
like, you know, he is an unfair fight.
Definitely.
He's the only character in the game who can take no knockdown. I mean, I get it. There's what Grievous, but I'm talking about like um, whenever it comes to dueling. Usually, whenever somebody throws a lightsaber attack and you block it, you can immediately parry with a force power or another lightsaber attack. Basically, it's an open window to counter the player you are going against their mistakes. However, whenever it comes to Vader, if he knows about his choke and he's using punishing grip and he knows that it extends the duration that the choke is held, he can swing his lightsaber attack at the same time and take no stun, no knockdown, no nothing. And on top of that, he's going to have his rage ability active, and that's going to grant him 25% damage reduction and 2 or 3 free hits of where your lightsaber does 0 damage to him. So that's and you already know that is the only window where Vaders are going to attack is whenever they have 2 or 3 free hits that they can take that will not do anything to their health meter.
Right.
So now you basically have a character that has no punishment for making mistakes, and you have a character who can't even have his health taken away when he makes a mistake.
Exactly.
And you've also got a character who can't be knocked down for making a mistake.
Exactly.
So
and
no.
my whole thing.
No. So no, Vader is not a fair fucking fight. Now, I'll let you say something on Vader, but you also asked me about health regen cards. But go ahead.
I was just gonna say I'm completely with you on the Vader thing. In the right hands, I mean, he's literally unkillable. That's why everybody calls him Vader the Immortal. But anyway, about your regen cards.
Now, whenever it comes to health regen cards, it's just as bullshit as Vader. All right, so this is the issue I have with people using health regen star cards in dueling, right? All right, so like right now, how many characters? I gotta ask, how many characters on light side as a lightsaber duelist have a health regen star card?
I can only count Obi-Wan Kenobi. That's only one.
All right, so how many on dark side have a health regen star card?
Let's see. Dooku, Grievous. Who else?
That's it.
I think that is it. Yeah.
Yeah, as lightsaber duelists though.
Right. Right.
You know that. But anyway, all right. So how much health can they lose, and how much health can they get back? So far, we've seen that they can go from like one hit, being a one-hit kill for making a series of mistakes.
Yes.
And they are going to do this intentionally because they know that they can get away with it, because
Correct.
all they have to do is back off and wait for their health to come back over and over and over, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Especially.
You could take them down. You could take them down to one-hit kill, and they will regenerate all the way back up above half health.
Yeah, they'll go from one hit to 60% health. Literally, they go from one hit to 60% health. And that goes for any duelist with a regen star card. Now, the problems that I have with the regen cards is that whenever you're fighting two decent players or two decent players are fighting, it's literally a battle of, okay, well, who can get the most health and then do the most damage. And the problem with that alone is the regen cards make it unfair in itself, because it doesn't reward you for the damage you deal to your opponent, because your opponent simply heals out of the damage you dealt and leaves you completely screwed if you're not using a regen star card, which is a huge disadvantage to the person fighting a regen star card, simply because you get a person to half, they heal to full. If you get a person to one hit, they heal to above half. And in the hands of Dooku on dark side, it is the absolute most OP out of any regen card out there, because of the amount of damage that he deals, and just his dueling capabilities alone already are absolutely ridiculous to begin with. And him having a regen card is completely... I would say Dooku with a regen card in a duel is probably just as bad as fighting Vader.
Dude, every match that you've watched me play, I haven't even used a health regen star card on Dooku. Because what? I sacrificed the health regen star card for damage.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's how you've been seeing me like 2 and 3 tap people on my channel.
I'll be honest.
You'll see me going, huh?
I said, I don't mean to interrupt you, but I just wanted to add in something real quick. I said, I'll be honest, like, I use regen star cards because everybody else does, but when it comes down to actual, like, 1v1ing somebody, setting something up, like, my idea of a fair fight is to eliminate Vader from the roster and to eliminate regen star cards. Like, that's my whole deal for a fair fight, and that's about as fair as you can get.
I agree, because right now, let's do the comparison, Obi-Wan versus Maul. I'm sorry, but a good Obi-Wan, in the right hands, is going to have a superior advantage versus Darth Maul. Now, I'm not saying that Darth Maul can't do chip damage little by little,
Mm-hmm.
but if you do not, here's the thing. Whenever it comes to Maul versus Obi-Wan, if Maul is not doing consistent, constant damage, little by little fucking paper cuts, then then Obi-Wan, if you are not doing 400 damage a combo, that I'm gonna just get to the point. If if you are not doing 400 damage a combo versus Obi-Wan, he's going to regenerate back to full health every fucking time.
Yes,
He's just
with
literally he's gonna take a hit and he's gonna back off. You know, you could get him, let's just say you do 300 damage, right? He's gonna regenerate all the way back to full health. Like literally back to full health. No health meter taken off for doing 300 damage. You have to be doing 400 and up a combo in order to take away 1 bar of health.
yep.
One, like one little square. In order to take away 1 little square of health in Obi-Wan's health meter, you are going to have to do 450, like 400 to maybe 500 damage a combo.
And Darth Maul relies on his abilities already for chip damage, so fighting Obi-Wan with the mind trick that disables his abilities, I mean, definitely, that would be very
Well,
difficult to do. But anyway, let's go ahead and move on through the
well,
messages.
hold on. Well, there's one more I got to add in. The reason I'm saying it's not fair is because for everything that Darth Maul has, Obi-Wan can punish. Let's just say, for example, Obi-Wan goes in with his defensive rush and Maul goes in with his spin attack at the same time. They will trade. But the thing is, Darth Maul is going to end up doing less damage than Obi-Wan Kenobi is. Obi-Wan is going to do more damage than Darth Maul will, and he's going to have the health regen star card on top of that, and on top of that, Darth Maul does not have a health regen star card. So what is basically going to become the outcome? It's basically going to turn Obi-Wan into a very defensive parry attacker, shit like that, and there ain't going to be shit Darth Maul can do about it. Now, that's the reason I'm just saying that, these health regen star cards are not fair. They literally give a specific character versus another specific character an advantage over the other person playing.
A very
It- an
significant
un,
one.
and a very unfair advantage. You look at Dooku with the attack speed he has, with the damage output that he has, with the dodging capability that he has, all combined on top of a very forgiving health regen star card with the amount of damage output. Like, come on now, you telling me that you have the most dodges in the game, the most attack speed in the game, the most damage in the fucking game. And you're telling me that you also get a health regen star card on top of all of that. That is literally a jack of all trades, and anybody who knows how to use Dooku is going to destroy anybody who is not using a health regen star card.
Exactly. Alright, let's go ahead and move on. Alright, so... Okay, we already went through that. And then this guy, Goofy, replies to me, after I read him the rule set. He says, nah, too many rules, I'll keep my lead for now. I told him, I said, the only rules are no regen, no Vader, and default ping. I said, how is that too many rules? You can just tell me you won't fight fair and we can move on. And he tells me, no, I'll keep my lead for now. And I told him, I said, you can't fight fair. I said, you know the rules are applied to both sides, right? It's not like I'm giving you a rule that I can't, do the same thing. He says, you mean I only play by the standards the game allow me to? Basically, he wants to play without any rules, without any restrictions, which is completely unfair in a 1v1. So I told him, tell me what you want then. He says, you wanted to duel me. And I said, yeah, fairly. And then he says, no, I want to duel you by intentional game design. I said, game design is flawed, and you know it. He says, how could it be flawed? It's how it was designed. I said, do you really crutch Vader and regen cards that bad? ? Wow.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, I know he does.
I mean, dude, the rules that we're laying out are fair for every character.
Uh-huh.
You
And
know,
every
like how
side.
many? Yeah, on both sides too. You know, like for him to say that shit, and look, and I'm just gonna get this out there to be fair. Whenever he's talking about him beating us while he was on light side, the match that he is talking about is the very first time we ever played against him, was the random encounter where we had no idea who this guy was, where we were literally just basically fucking around. You know, he caught us off guard. You
Yeah, he
know,
did.
he's basically spanked us when our pants were down.
Yep.
And then from there on out,
And
this
he was stream
motherfucker,
sniping too, on top of that.
yeah. And from there on out, the other two matches he's talking about, we were light side every other fucking time
And whooped his
because he
ass.
will not, yeah, because he will not fucking fight us whenever we're on dark side. He literally waits for us to go light side, and then he jumps in and then trying to
Yeah.
run his fucking mouth.
Yeah, so we can have superior advantage. Then he comes in the chat and he's being a toxic troll. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue on here. I told him, so after all that, I said, then it should be no issue fighting me. He says, the game gives it to me, so I use it. Basically, he wants Vader and Dooku. I said, if you can't agree to what I have proposed for a fair fight, then you aren't worth my time. He says, okay, then, I'm not worth your time. I only beat Wage and you like 4 times, so by all means, we don't have to 1v1. I said, picking a character that guarantees a win is not a fair fight. That goes for Obi-Wan, Grievous, Dooku, for regen, and Vader by himself for free wins in the right hands. And every time you've won, it has been a stream snipe. It's not something to brag about, and it isn't 4 times. And not to mention, we have beaten you while you were stream sniping. And then he said, every time I won was with a random except 1 time. Picking a character isn't a free win, he says. The only time you beat me was when I wasn't even playing and I was trolling. I said, what you are telling me is that you will not fight fair by agreeing to rules that are fair. As a matter of fact, tell me how the rules I suggested aren't fair. That's a start. He says, I will count the amount of times I beat you in Wage. So at this point, he's not even trying to debate what we're going to use and all that. Like, we're past the window of fighting in a 1v1 at this point. He's just trying to troll. So he says, I'll count the amount of times I beat you in Wage. So he says, so 3 HVVs and 2 showdowns, and you guys won once, and 3 of the 5 wins I got were in light side. He says, so it isn't turn-based, I'm just better, and it's not like I'm watching the stream as I'm playing you, like I have to focus. That's actually not true at all. The amount of wins that he has is only 2 or 3, okay? It's not 5 or 6. Like, and then the fact about stream sniping, him saying it's not like I'm watching the stream as I'm playing you. Stream sniping, you don't have to be looking at the screen the whole time to get an advantage. You could literally look at the screen and see who we're using, and then you can base your character selection off of what we use to have a superior advantage, which is completely unfair in and of itself. And then on top of that, him going off about the wins that he got, that's not even accurate. From what I remember, we had lost to him 1 time on Fallujah, and then we had lost to him 1 time, I believe, in our most recent live stream, and I think we lost to him in 1 HVV match. So all in all, he has 3 wins, but at the same time, we've beat him 2 or 3 times as well. And his wins were when he was stream sniping, so I'm not real concerned about that. I don't take that serious. And then let me see. My response to him after...
Well, hold on. I wanna add to that.
Okay.
Whenever it comes to the topic of stream sniping, whenever it comes to stream sniping, he is like, oh, well, I've got to concentrate when I'm going to fight. Yeah, you do, because you're right in my face, right? So out of combat, like say, for example, we're going to a certain location, right?
Yeah.
So at that point, he doesn't know what we're going to do, what side we're on, none of that shit.
Right.
All he has to do when we're out of combat, when we're waiting on him to show up, is literally just watch the stream, see where we go, and listen to what we're saying, so that way he knows our entire strategy, so he has the perfect counter every fucking time.
Which is basically the most advanced cheat system you could ask for.
Mm-hmm. That's the best cheat you could have, is whenever you, ahead of time, know what somebody's planning to do, so that way you can counter it every time, of course.
Uh-huh. That's superior advantage.
Yeah, straight up. That's 100% advantage, and there ain't shit you can do about it because you're streaming.
Okay. All right. So moving on with the messages here, in response to him saying it's not like I'm watching the stream as I'm playing, I said we aren't talking about the fairy tales in your head. Okay, we're talking about 1v1ing. I said the game is turn-based. When he said the game was not turn-based, I told him the game is turn-based. I said my rules eliminate that. I said refusing to fight on a fair rule set means you are not as good as me or Wage, and it also says you have to play cheap to win, and don't even start on the how I have to focus while playing stuff when you're looking at our live stream. We just responded to that and put our opinions on there, but that was my direct message to him in the message. He says, I know I'm not as good as you and Wage because I'm better. He says, how is Maul and Palps cheap? And this topic came out of nowhere about how Maul and Palps are cheap. I said
that didn't even make no sense.
No, there's no correlation.
That didn't even make no sense. He said, what was that at the beginning? I know I'm not as good as you and Wage
because I'm
better.
Yeah, because I'm better. And then he says, how is Maul and Palps cheap? Like there's no correlation in the messages. They're just intertwined there. It's just rambled together. Like we weren't even talking about Maul or Palpatine.
No.
And then
we're talking about Dooku, Grievous, and Vader, the only characters he seems to choose.
Yeah, exactly. And then I said, when did I say Maul and Palps were cheap? And then he says that I told him that he plays cheap. And then he said, explain how. And then I told him, I said, you do play cheap. And then he says, I don't play cheap. And then I said, in a 1v1, Vader is unfair regardless. Dooku is unfair with regen cards. No Vader and no regen cards for all sides is a completely fair 1v1. He says, nope. I said, therefore, I say you play cheap by the fact that you won't agree. He said, I will use what the game gives me. I said, you literally say you're better, but you cannot fight without OP characters. LOL. He says...
Without OP characters and OP perk combinations.
Yeah, exactly. And then he says, no hero is OP. I said, I completely disagree. And then he says, okay. And then he asks me, do you remember the match on Felucia? Yeah, the match that we were just talking about where he stream sniped and, like Wade was saying, you know what I mean? Where we got caught with our pants down or whatever. Anyway, let me see here. Okay, so I said, instead of trying to troll, tell me what you want to do then. In your mind, what is fair? So I'm being serious here. Like, I know he's not serious, but I'm being serious here, and I'm asking him, what do you want to do? What do you think is fair? And then he goes on, and, I mean, at this point I knew he was trolling, but I was just trying to be nice and see if he would actually fight. So he's just talking about the Felucia match, something not even in response to my question I asked him. He says, first round I used Obi, then Anakin, then Luke, so I used two heroes without regen cards. However, the only rounds you won in that match was with Vader and Grievous. And then he said I also was with a random, and then I just completely ignored that, getting back to the 1v1 topic, because that match was completely stupid anyway. He won that match. I give it to him. I'm not going to deny that. He won that match. But he was also stream sniping on top of that. Anyway, getting to my response to the 1v1 topic, where he's dodging it, I said, best 2 out of 3. So backstory. So, okay, he's not going to fight me on my terms, okay? So at this point, I'm like, alright, fine, I'll give in. I'll literally let you use Vader. I'll let you use whatever you want to do. But I'm going to get the same thing. So I told him, okay, best 2 out of 3 on both sides. Anything goes. I told him, map throw-offs or DQs since we're dueling. Sound good? What time can we play? Is what I asked him. Then he says, I'm not dueling. And then
Exactly.
and then I said, oh, so you're not dueling now? He says, I've won already. I said, I thought you were dueling on I thought you were dueling on unfair terms, so I agreed to your terms and now you won't fight. He says there's nothing to prove. He says he wasn't dueling in the first place, which is untrue, because if we go all the way back up to the top here, what's the first thing that is said? He says, I am told that you wanted to duel me, and I asked him if he's in or out, and he says, I'm in. So that right there is a huge contradiction. So at this point, he doesn't want to fight at all, no matter what happens. He's scared. He doesn't want to fight.
So basically what happened is you called him out to a duel. He said he's all in. But whenever you took out regen star cards and a ridiculous Vader, he didn't want to do it no more.
Yeah.
That's all it was. Is because he needs health regen star cards. Anytime I use Dooku, I haven't used a health regen star card on Dooku in so long because he don't need it.
No, he
You
really
know,
doesn't.
no, he really don't. And neither does Grievous. Really, neither one of them need it.
No.
None of these characters need health regen star cards in order to duel. It just gives a superior advantage, which is what he loves to
It
have.
basically ensures that you win.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, like you said, it literally guarantees the victory. A health regen star card. All we're saying is basically take away the health regen star cards, take away the ridiculous Vader, and this guy can't do anything. If you watch our stream whenever we went against Goofy, the first round he got us when we were on the light side. Ghoul was Leia and I was Rey. I hit them with the mind trick so that way I could protect Rey as much as possible. All they did was make sure that they got me distracted, or they ran past me, or they froze me, or something of that sort, so that way they could get past me and basically free kill the blaster character.
Yep.
Because the blaster,
Yep.
don't get me wrong, the blaster character can do damage, but like
Zero
I said,
defense.
yeah, but yeah, zero defense, and they can just regen all their fucking health back, and then it comes to me fighting two people for them to brag about winning that match.
Yep.
That's that's not a fair fight. That's why. Well, I'll get to that in a second, but go ahead.
All right, so getting on with it here. So getting back to that statement, actually, at this point, I even agreed to his terms and he wouldn't fight. So I knew at this point he wasn't trying to do anything. So he says, oh, let me see. Let me actually go back to where I was at because I already went over that. All right, so he says, there's nothing to prove. I'll see you in the next stream. And then I'm going back to him. I'm saying, declining a 1v1 is a forfeit. So nice job. You can stop talking because now you have no right to. So basically what I'm saying here is he was talking all that trash because he was stream sniping us and getting W's. I told him basically, okay, you literally forfeited a 1v1. You declined to answer your summons that you were given, so you can basically stop talking shit because you have no right to now. All right.
Yeah,
So
really.
so moving on, he said it's not a forfeit if it never started. He said, nice try, though. I mean, if you agree, if you say that you're in for a 1v1 or a duel, and then you back out of it, is that not a forfeit?
Yeah, that's stupid for him to even say that because somebody's there calling you out. You saying you're all in. You've already stated that you're in for a duel.
Yeah.
And then you turn around and say you're not dueling because you have nothing to prove once the terms have been set, the
Right.
conditions have been set in stone, and now all of a sudden he's saying no, I'm out, or
Mm-hmm.
no, I'm not going to do it. There's nothing to prove. That is forfeiting because
Yep.
you've already accepted the challenge, and now you don't want to do it because it's not giving you a superior advantage. It's giving a fair fight, and he don't want to participate in a fair fight. He wants
No, he
superior
doesn't.
advantage.
No, he doesn't. All right. And then I said, if I called you out and you say there's nothing to prove, you decline a 1v1, so it's a forfeit. He says, no, it's not a forfeit. I told him, yes, it is. Then he's, at this point, just trolling, being an idiot, doing whatever. Then he says that the only reason that I want to duel him is because he repeatedly ends all of our win streaks. And Master Zilla told him that. So I told him, I said, Master Zilla doesn't know what he's talking about, and I never said that, and neither has Wage. Master Zilla was completely talking out of his ass there, making shit up, because I never said that, and Wage never said that, and I've never heard that even spoken. Alright, and then moving on here, I said, calling you out, what out of respect? That was a typo. He says, nah, you and Wage were salty. And then I said, calling you out was out of disrespect, I meant. I proved my point, though. You can't fight fair, and even when I agree to your terms, you won't fight. So I say again, if you want 1v1, then all of your rights to talk are silenced. I told him, you had free speech, now you don't have it. Is it hard to understand the concept of what a forfeit is? All you do is troll anyway, and as you've clearly shown, you weren't even worth my time to take serious. I told him I'll see him in the next stream snipe and you'd better be searching fours. And then at that point, after that message, he was spamming me with party invites and stuff. And I just told him, I said, look, I ain't joining you so you can be a troll and kick me. And I'm not talking to you in a party chat so you can get my IP address. I told him I'll see you on Battlefront 2. Basically, that's how that conversation ended.
Yeah, so basically what we got out of it is kind of me repeating myself. He wanted a duel. And then whenever it came to fair fight, he didn't want to duel anymore. So yes, he did forfeit, and that just shows right there that he needs stream snipe. Because I even made a video after that, a video titled "Garbage Front 2 Without Stream Snipe," and we basically damn near 35-0'd every game.
I think we did, as a matter of fact, didn't we? What was it, like
No,
35-0 the first 2 or 3?
Yeah, the first 2 was 35-0. The second match was like 32-0. No,
Oh,
32
okay.
to like 2 or something like that.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the matches were basically like 35-0. You know, so that just proved my point right there that the only time that we're getting fucked over is whenever we're getting stream snipe. So there's that. But, you know, you really got to observe Goofy in the things that he said. He's saying Vader, every character, there is no OP character in Battlefront 2, which is completely displaying his lack of knowledge about the game, which he, at this point, is just making up excuses because he don't want to fight fair, because he can't fight fair.
And I mean, come on, he knows. I mean, trust me, he knows about the characters and the game being unfair. That's why I'm saying he's being a troll.
Yeah, he's not stupid to the characters. He knows their strengths and weaknesses. You know, just based on how he plays. He actually took the time. I'm not going to say he's bad. I'm going to say that he's a decent player. You know, out of respect for what he did whenever he caught us off guard.
Yeah, definitely.
But
he's not bad.
Yeah, he's not a bad player. However, he at the moment only does good with overpowered characters and overpowered perk combinations.
Right.
That's the only reason he's looking good at this point.
Exactly.
You know, and all we're asking, you know, for a fair duel is no ridiculous Vader bullshit, because everybody in this game knows that he's an unfair fight. You could watch any of my videos or any of Ghoul's videos, 4v1 challenge, you name it, that fucker is overpowered.
Hell yeah, he
All
is.
Right? So the next thing we're saying is take out health regen star cards, you know, for an actual scheduled duel, so that way it can be a fair fight for both sides. This person on the left side isn't regaining 400 to 500 health, you know, and the other person on the enemy team is not gaining a superior advantage through health regain alone or health regeneration alone. You know, because that right there, like Luke versus Dooku, a good Dooku, Luke is going to lose every time.
Oh, yeah.
Every time. Simply, you got 750 health and you only regen like 250 of it back, whereas Dooku can regen 400 to 500 of it back.
I would really like to see a match where Dooku has no regen card and it was just a straight up duel to the death, man. I would actually really enjoy to see that.
Dude, every match you've seen me play as Dooku, I have not had the health regen star card on. And he's still that ridiculous. He can still 2 and 3 tap motherfuckers.
It's insane.
You know? Yeah, Dooku does not need a health regen star card to be effective in dueling. He already has attack speed advantage. He has damage advantage, and he also has dodging advantage.
Oh, Dooku's dodges are the best in the game out of any duelist.
Exactly, my point. Every other character in the game gets 2, he gets 3.
Not only that, dude, his dodges work better than other characters, than any other duelist dodges in the entire game. Dooku's dodges, you can literally, like, if you're fighting a very good Dooku, who's perfect timing and everything, with the dodges and everything, he can literally, alright, back dodge to you, and you'll swing, even as Luke, and you'll hit his back with your saber and see a spark fly, and he will dodge forward at the correct time or backward, and you will literally see your saber hit him, and he'll dodge, and you will have no hit marker, even though on your screen your saber is literally touching his back. That is how
Yeah.
OP Dooku's dodges are. Any other character, that does not happen with.
Like here's the thing. Not only that, his dodges come back faster than any other duelist in the game. So he can just back dodge, back dodge, back dodge,
Yeah.
turn it into a forward dodge, left dodge, all of that, and he don't even require a star card to do it. Whereas the only duelist on light side who can do that
That's
is
Rey.
and she requires a star card, which hinders her stamina just to do it.
And Dooku has insane stamina.
Yeah, so does Dooku need a health regen star card? No. Putting a health regen star card on Dooku is overkill.
It really
Honestly.
is. It's
Yeah,
just a crutch
that's
card to ensure victory. Like, really, that's all it is.
Yeah, literally, these developers, I don't know what the fuck they were thinking whenever it comes to balance of the game, but giving only one lightsaber duelist on light side a health regen. All right, let me say this: if there were two duelists on light side that were lightsaber users that had health regen star cards, I would be perfectly fine with health regen star cards. However, on light side there is only one duelist, one lightsaber hero with a health regen star card, which is Obi-Wan, but then you've got Grievous with a health regen star card and Dooku with a health regen star card. So now, like I said before, if you're not doing 400 to 500 damage each encounter, each fight, before everybody separates and lets their health regen a little bit, then he's going to basically gain more health than you back every single time, and you're not. So
And
no,
what that does in the game is it makes you... Alright, so if you're not playing as Obi-Wan, and you're fighting as another duelist like Rey or somebody, or Luke or Anakin, versus Count Dooku with a regen card, simply because he has that card on, you have to play aggressive and keep on hitting him, otherwise you're going to lose due to the fact that he regens too much health. And that puts you at a disadvantage for playing too aggressive versus a good opponent, because he'll capitalize on that and punish you, and you'll die anyway.
Yeah.
So all in all, it's just mind games and just the fact of being screwed over if you try to, you know what I mean? You're screwed over both ways, because like a good player having the card alone makes you have to play aggressive to counter his healing, and it puts you at a disadvantage for playing that way.
Yeah, whenever you actually observe, like, what was it, the last match that we played against him, where we were light side basically every damn game, if you actually observe the only rounds they beat us was whenever we were forced to have a blaster character on our team, which was the first round. In the first round, they had, Vader and Kylo. They freeze me, go past me, and then basically choke you. 2 hits with Vader, 500 damage right there, and then Kylo finishes the job. So now I'm here stuck fighting 2 people. They get a free round.
Yep.
That's basically how it works.
Yeah.
They get a free round, and then the next 2 rounds, you saw what happened. Whenever we got 2 lightsaber duelists,
it was over.
Happened?
It was over. We won.
We won that round with Anakin and Luke. And then the second round came in. What happened? We used Obi-Wan and Yoda, which is lightsaber duelists. What happened? We won that round. And then in the final round, we were forced to go back to fucking lightsaber and 1 blaster.
What happened?
Guess what happened?
We lost.
It was Maul and Palpatine, and we lost. That's literally all it is.
Yeah.
Like, literally in this game, due to the balancing issues, due to the health regen star cards and everything like that, the only thing, this is all that's going to happen versus 2 teams that know what they're doing. This is what's going to happen. If you're on light side, you're going to lose.
Yep.
All it is going to be turn-based on dark side.
Exactly.
You beat me while I'm on light side. All right, now I beat you while I'm on dark side. Oh, you beat me while I'm on light side. All right, now I beat you on dark side.
It's like 2 good teams against each other just compete to see how good they can. It's like two teams, like two very good teams at that point when it's turn-based, just compete to see how bad they can beat the other when they're on dark side. It's just a
Yeah,
competition to see if the other team could put a round up on light side versus their dark side. Like, it's literally turn-based. I mean, that's how unbalanced the game is.
yeah. And then on top of that, just as a safety measure, they're gonna go Vader, and if their teammate dies, what are they gonna do? They're gonna abuse the shit out of their rage, and they're just gonna back dodge the timer out.
Yeah. Yep.
Like literally, that's all they're gonna do. They're gonna back dodge the timer out and get a tie game so they can come back and try to counteract their mistakes.
Exactly, and there you go. I mean, but to sum it all up, I mean, really, as far as the situation with Goofy goes, I mean, I think the dude's just a troll. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's a good player, but he's definitely a troll who definitely won't back up anything he says. And I think the live stream proved that because you had the chat go on his ass, and I called him out, and I even accepted his terms, and he still wouldn't fight. So I think we can sum all this up to Goofy is just a little bitch who just talks too much and just looks for attention. I think we should just make this one video and then just leave it alone and never really go back to the topic because obviously he's not going to fight. But hey, you can't make somebody get their ass kicked.
I mean, if he would duel, if he would accept our terms, it would prove once and for all if he's really that good. If he's really as good as he says he is, you take away Vader, you take away health regen star cards, I will give this dude, I will literally shut my mouth and give this motherfucker 100 respect,
Yep.
100% respect, win or lose.
Yep, exactly.
You know, but until he does that, I have no respect for this motherfucker.
I have zero respect
You know,
for him.
You know, it takes a lot for somebody to hit my radar when it comes to Battlefront 2. Whenever I'm giving you the opportunity to truly prove yourself that
Right.
if you're better than me or not, and you're over here just like, oh well, no, I don't want to do it now because
Right.
this is blah blah blah, you know, and I'm just here like, dude, I'm giving you
The
the opportunity that I don't give anybody else. Motherfucker, you should consider
Be
yourself
grateful.
right? Like, dude, you should literally feel like a fucking king right now that I'm actually taking the time to acknowledge you and give you a chance to prove yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if he accepts these terms, like I said, I'll give this motherfucker 100% respect and I'll never call him out again.
I mean, yeah, I'm with you on that. If he wins, he wins. If he loses, he loses. But either way, I'd respect the outcome, same as you. And about his position on this, you think about it, man. From his perspective, what does he have to lose? Absolutely nothing. He has everything to gain even if he does lose. He gets the publicity. He gets everything.
Yeah, really. Like, it's literally a lose-lose for me because nobody knows this guy. All right, so it's automatically a lose-lose for me. You know, I'm giving him a chance to actually gain respect and recognition. Like, for real. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of people recognize me as one, not the best, but one of the best duelists in the fucking game. So, reputation on the line. And if he beats me on those terms, it's gonna give him recognition. It's even gonna gain my respect and my favor, despite how much shit he talks about me, despite what he says about me, despite how he fucking stream snipes just to gain a superior advantage on top of the OP shit that he uses. But you take away the OP shit, you take away the stream snipe, and he beats me legit. I'll literally say good game.
I will too.
I will, and I'll move the fuck on.
Mm-hmm.
But until then, him backing out to those terms, it only tells you everything that you need to know about this guy, is that he don't want to duel in fair circumstances. He wants superior advantage.
He wants the map throw-offs. He wants the regen cards. He wants the unfair Vader advantage. The guy just wants to pick the easiest shit to win with and not make the effort to actually fight. That's why he wouldn't accept my terms originally for the no star card, the no regen cards, and the no Vader selection. And once I realized that he wasn't going to negotiate with me on that at all, I switched it up to, okay, then I'll play on your terms. and then he still wouldn't fight. So, I mean, yeah, I think we're just kind of dragging it out at this point, but I don't really have anything much else to say to close it out. I think I've said everything I've had to say. Um, if he doesn't want a 1v1, I wouldn't mind a 2v2, would you? With the
I
same rule
mean,
set?
the way that I was looking at it was my terms are, and my way of looking at it whenever it comes to this kind of shit, due to the unfairness of having a blaster character on your team while trying to have a legit duel. The way I was looking at it is one person in round one jumps off the match, leaving it straight to lightsaber dueling. After that,
Hey, can you stop doing that, please? I'm recording a video.
after that, basically in round two, now it is two lightsabers versus two lightsabers, right? So now there is no character that you're using with zero fucking defense just to get fucked over by a coordinated team. So now it's fair dueling in a 2v2 in round two. And in round three, it's the same thing. But in the first round, it should just be two lightsaber duelists going at it. No health regen star cards, none of that shit. I don't care what damage cards you put on. I don't care about none of that shit. Put on your damage cards, put on anything else, but leave star regen cards out of the picture and leave Vader out of the picture. If you can whoop our ass without Vader and without health regen star cards, I got mad respect for you.
I totally agree with you on that. Well, is there anything else that you want to say before I go ahead and end the video?
I mean, not really. We basically already pointed out everything. They're probably, whoever watches this is probably just going to be like, "Oh, well, you're just complaining as always," and I'm just here like, it's like a lot of people don't understand the difference between complaining and trying to set up a fair standard. Whenever you know it, whenever somebody knows as much as I know or we know in the game, experienced as we are in the game, who knows every little nook and cranny of the game and every little exploitation of the game and every little fucking combo and everything that's in the game has to offer. Yeah, pretty much I have those kinds of terms for a reason, and that's only to make it fair for both sides. So yeah, that's really all I got left to say about it. There really isn't too much more needed to be said about it. You know, they say we complain. Yeah, of
I say
course
it's
I'm
fair
complaining.
criticism. That's what I say it is. I don't see it as complaining one bit. I guess my last statement would be for the video is for him to man up and just, get it over with. Fight on a fair level and see who the winner is. But, we'll see what happens.
Yeah. We're giving him the chance that not many other people get.
No,
so.
I don't really hardly ever throw my hand out and be like, hey, do you want to fight? Because, again, the position that we're in, that could really have a negative outcome for us. Being a competitive channel, if, say we actually do go out and actually fight somebody and we come back losers or something like that, that could be a negative outcome. But at the same time, we're not going to be ignoring everybody that talks shit. Every now and then we'll pick somebody like this guy, for instance, because we are a competitive channel who is not afraid to, throw down with shit talkers. But like I was saying earlier, they have every reason in the book to do it, whether they win or lose, simply because of the publicity that they would get from the outcome.
Yeah, like I said, it's not even a win for me because, for one, like I said before, nobody even knows this guy, so it's not even giving me anything in return. It's literally just giving him a chance to prove himself. That's literally all it is. Like I said, I know it's not very many subs due to YouTube standards when in comparison to PewDiePie or none of them.
Right.
I've only got 2,000 and something subs, but like I said, this guy don't even record videos. He don't do anything. So this is not a win for me. This is literally just me giving him a chance to prove whether he's good or not. And he's running away with his tail between his legs. So, like, this is basically a limited time offer, dude. Like,
Yep, exactly.
I'm not gonna keep on begging you to come back and duel us to find out who's better, dude. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you're on a fucking timeline, dude. You got to
Mm-hmm.
meet the deadline or get passed up.
Yep,
Straight up.
exactly. And my whole deal with it was if he did good, or if he won, or whatever the outcome may be, if he put up a good fight, I would have invited him in myself. But you never know. So
Yeah, but I pretty much think that just sums it up for now, honestly.
yeah, I agree. I guess my whole message to this is to end the shit talk and prove your point that you're talking. So I guess that'll be all for the video, guys. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you in my next one. And hopefully that'll be Battlefront 2 sooner rather than later. Later, guys.
And don't bring up Battlefront 2.
Bring it up. Annoy Wage.